Alright, now if you're a regular viewer of my channel, you'll know this is pretty different from what I normally do, or if you're someone just here for a review of this product, hello there. So basically, this is a Honeywell air purifier, and I'm going to be honest, I can't remember the model number right now off the top of my head, but I will look it up. It will be in the title, and I'll have a link to it at probably both Amazon and Home Depot in the description, because little tip for you, if you want to pick this up straight away, you can have Home Depot price match. Home Depot, at least in my areas, carries these in stock. They're about the only store that does, and they'll price match the Amazon price. So that's very nice. So the story behind this is my mother actually started developing allergies this season. Now, not only allergies, but allergies and asthma, according to her doctor. So she's never had any issues like that before. So one of the big things was just cleaning the house as well as we could, and really getting into a detailed clean with the vacuums I've got around here. But this was another part of it, because we had 2 cats at the time, have 3 cats again now, like we used to. So there's a lot of hair, there's a lot of dust. We also live out in a kind of more country-ish area, so there's lots of trees, grass, weeds, flowers, anything that can produce pollen and allergy irritants. We've got it all around here. There's lots of dust, everything like that. So this has been one of the, I guess this is how I should put it, largest, highest efficiency, and cheapest air purifiers around, because there are air purifiers that cost a lot more, like the ones that I actually have at the place that I work, IQ Air, that cover a lot more area, but they cost many, many times more than what this does. So this is about the largest entry-level, reasonably affordable air purifier. So this is not for severe asthmatics or anything like that. If you've got very, very bad allergy issues, I seriously, personally cannot stress IQ Air enough. One will cover pretty much a whole 1,000 square foot area, and they're very, very high-end, high quality. Their filter replacements don't cost all that much for how long they last. So if you're really, really desperately in need of the best, that's my recommendation personally, and they come with a great warranty. If you need something good, but your allergies are not, so serious that you can't breathe if there's even the smallest amount of dust in the air, this is going to do fine for the average person, or if you just want to keep down the amount of dust in your home. So I'm going to turn this machine off now. So it's got a couple of great features here. You can have a time delay set. So basically it'll run for that amount of time and then shut itself off if you're out of the house. It'll let you know when to check and replace each set of filters. There are 2 in here, 2 sets of filters. This is your power button and power level. Germ is the lowest, general clean is kind of the intermediary, and then you've got allergen as the highest, along with the turbo setting. Now that turbo setting you can run 24/7 if you want to. And then you have a light dimmer setting, which basically what this does will allow you to dim or completely turn off the lights on the unit. So if you have this running in a bedroom at night and you don't want any light, if you're very sensitive to that, then that's no problem. And as you can see, this does a pretty good job drawing dust to it, because the outside is covered in both dust and cat hair. So I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure off the top of my head how long we've had this. It's probably been upwards of 6 months, I would say. These filters have been cleaned multiple times, but just to show some of the efficiency I want, and effectiveness, I guess you could say, I want to clean these out on camera as part of this. So I've got the Shark with its HEPA filtration and washable filters over there to help clean out these filters. Now you just press on 2 points. One is here, one is here, and then this grill simply pops out and lifts off, and you can see there is cat hair and dust all in that grill. Now, what you see on this filter, this is just the pre-filter. This is not the HEPA filtration that the unit has. This is just the pre-filter for the smaller, or for the larger particles of dust and debris. And then these are the HEPA filters behind it. Now, how that pre-filter is held in, there are little tabs, 2 at each side, and then you've got Velcro back here to hold them in, and then your HEPA filters are back here. So, I mean, as you can see, this thing does a great job of filtering out quite a lot of dust and pet hair from the air and trapping it inside itself. I don't really personally recommend vacuuming these out all that much after your first set. Now, the problem with this unit is the HEPA filters, there are 3 of them here, last for a year. This pre-filter lasts, I forget how long, but it ends up being, you should replace these, I think, three replacements in a year. Now, they only give you 1 with the unit, and these are pretty expensive. So for the first year, until your HEPA filters are done, this is what we've been doing. I've just been vacuuming this off. Once you get through your first year on these HEPA filters, there is a set on Amazon that's generic. I will link it in the description, that are cheaper. They give you a full set of these to last you a year, and the HEPA filters. And I think they're about the same price, if only a little bit more than just a replacement set that only has these HEPA filters and 1 of these pre-filters from Honeywell. So I'll link those in the description. That's going to be the direction we go in. But I'm just going to clean this out, and we'll see what ends up in that canister. I didn't wipe it out, but it is relatively empty. So here we go. So first things first, I'm going to tackle this grill right here. Now, I'm going to put the camera down and switch attachments really quick, and we're going, or rather reconfigure, and we're going to clean that. Alright, now I slid back the brush on this to reveal the crevice tool to clean this out, and we will see how this goes. Now, it's a little bit hard to do that one-handed, so I am going to put down the camera and clean this really quick, a little bit more in-depth, and then show you how clean it did come. Now, this pre-filter is, here's the back side of it, is getting pretty inundated with dust, so really, this is probably going to have to be replaced soon, and I mean, before we know it, it'll be a year on those HEPA filters, so we'll keep chugging along with this, at least in my household for now. But what I would say is, if you're going to vacuum this out like I do, make sure it is with a HEPA vacuum with decent filtration. So that means some of the newer Sharks, some of the newer Dysons. If you've got a Miele, which you should definitely look into if you're an allergy sufferer, great. Outside of that, a lot of vacuums, even if they say HEPA, do not necessarily really filter all that well, and that's a whole nother topic. If there are people who are allergy sufferers, I work in a vacuum store and I collect vacuums, so if you're watching this video and you have questions about what makes a vacuum have good filtration and why some vacuums that are marked and marketed as HEPA vacuums do not necessarily filter all that well, please leave a comment below and I'll try and respond to you and explain more in depth, and if necessary, there are videos of other people explaining it better than I probably can that I can link you to, or I can even try and make a video on that. So if you do have questions on that, please ask. I'm more than happy to explain or help direct you to a good vacuum that will help with your allergies. Now, you also preferably have someone else who does not have allergies do this. These filters trap pretty well, but anytime you're working around anything dusty, it's not the best idea. Also, if you have a bagless vacuum, you should probably get rid of it. Those are just some quick tips for the moment right now. Now, what I'm going to do about the only other thing I do is I'm going to dust out around this housing and on the top where there's dust, and then dust off these HEPA filters really quick. But you can see, I mean, they do have dust and dirt and debris. They're getting pretty dark, so I mean, it's definitely capturing quite a bit of dust. So I'm going to turn this back on and we're going to clean that up. Now, my apologies for the kind of shoddy camera angles there. I do have a tripod, but it's a bit of a hassle to get out and get set up. And the shark also fell over on me during it, so I was trying to hold that up. But basically, to put this pre-filter back in, what you'll want to do is slide it down in. There are little tabs. I'm not sure that you can see them due to lighting, but there are little tabs at the bottom of this guy right here that you will slide it into, and then also Velcro at the sides that this will stick onto, so you might be able to see the tabs up at the top a little bit better than the ones at the bottom. They're pretty similar on the bottom here too, and that's pretty much all there is to that. Now, you do not necessarily have to do this on yours. It really depends, and how often you would have to do it if you do want to do it. Really depends on how much dust you have in your environment, how often you have it running. We've had this thing running 24/7 since the day we got it on Allergen. It really does move a lot of air. In fact, on some of the cooler summer nights and mornings, we had everything open and no fans on because this actually moved enough air in the main living area that it did cool it pretty considerably. So it definitely helps with air movement and making sure things aren't stagnant in your room. Those pre-filters are also carbon filters, most of them, so they help. Not everyone is, but most of them are. They do help eliminate odors in your environment, and really overall, as you can see from the dust that was in that thing, it does really do a great job. I've been very impressed for how affordable this machine is and for how much of an area it covers and is rated to cover, how well it does. So let's take a look in this canister and see. Now, if anyone wants to look back at the previous videos that were uploaded right before this filter was already dirty, but it was nowhere near as dirty or as black through and through as it was after this. And then here is what this canister looks like now. Let me pop the bottom open. That is all of the fine dust that just the vacuum pulled out of there, and pet hair and everything like that. So this is really a pretty effective system. I've been very happy with it. Again, like I said, especially, there are definitely better machines out there, but for the price, if you're on a tight budget or you're not looking for the most stringent dust control, you just need something to help, I really don't think you can beat these machines for the price. Like I said, if you need to get one as soon as possible, that was kind of the issue with my mother. She wanted to get one in the house as soon as possible because her symptoms came on pretty suddenly and she got diagnosed pretty suddenly. Like I said, Home Depot, in our area, at least in my area in northeastern Ohio, carry these in stock. They did match the Amazon price because Amazon was the cheapest place I was able to find it. And I'll link all that in the description along with the replacement filters for you guys so you know exactly what you're looking for. But as always, if you have any questions on the machine or on a vacuum, if you are an allergy sufferer looking for solutions, please leave a comment below and I'll be more than happy to try and help as much as I possibly can.